Welcome back. Before we go into our hot topics, we have our celebrity in the house. But we'll do a proper introduction of her in the Let's Talk segment. But welcome very much. You're very welcome to the ladies' lounge.
To the ladies' calls. That's how I like to call it.
All right, let's go straight to hot topics. In some parts of the world, divorce is permissible, and divorcees find it fairly comfortable to move on and find love elsewhere. But in Nigeria, it's a totally different issue because it's not that easy. There are several factors people consider in our society before marrying somebody we call a divorcee, mainly because of the stigma attached to being divorced. Some of these could be the issue of how many children do they have, or he or she responsible for the breakup of the first marriage, etc. Another angle is that the children of the divorcee, who often reside with their mother, in this situation sometimes stifles the possibility of the mother remarrying. Today, however, we're going to focus on how to remove the stigma of marrying a divorcee, and secondly, how we look at the children in this situation. How can they be best cared for? It's your view. Let it count. You can call us on 070-8066-8014, or you can tweet at us at YourViewTVC. We'd like to hear from you. All right, ladies. I know
I'm a divorcee.
Obviously. We know that. You've said that several times. So, as a divorcee, let me ask you, how come you never remarried?
I didn't want to marry again because I wanted to focus on my daughter totally. You know, the thought of bringing another man into the house, telling my daughter, oh, yeah, sit down there. No, let me, you know, I just didn't want to.
But you have a partner now.
I have a partner now, but my daughter is old now.
Okay, well, let's just assume your partner came in much earlier, when your child was younger. What would you have done? Would she start calling him daddy?
No, why? Is he a daddy?
It's a question, so you don't. Because people always assume that he should call me daddy.
Eh? I don't agree.
Okay, all right. Let's now.
Daddy is daddy. Uncle is uncle.
Let's throw the question out to the ladies. Do you think? I mean, I don't want to ask a question that would you marry a divorcee, because I think that on its own is derogatory. It's derogatory to even assume that there's a question of marrying somebody. I think the issue we want to focus on is that when a divorcee comes with a lot of baggage, when I say baggage, maybe they're separated because of domestic violence, or there's X amount of children involved, or business, you know, there's so many issues. When that baggage comes along, would you be able to marry somebody with that kind of extra, I don't use the word baggage.
Are you talking in terms of women or men?
Both sides.
Oh, okay.
I mean, let me start with Norma. What are your thoughts on that?
Wow, it's a very sensitive issue for a lot of people, and I think for the people involved, you must have the mind for it. Unfortunately, in Nigeria we have values, you know, and so people might still frown at hearing the fact that, oh, you're going to get married, he has kids, and they're like, are you serious? You don't want to go there. Okay. But the people involved have to know what they are getting into. Okay. Most things, one thing I've noticed is the fact that people don't deal with issues that were the problems they faced in their previous marriages. So eventually, when they're going into another marriage, they're carrying it over.
Thank God you mentioned that, because we've noticed that a lot of divorced people who divorce and then get married again, actually, in some cases, the divorce always happens.
And you find out, let me just add a bit, and you find out that maybe by the time they've done it 2 or 3 or 4 times, if they ask themselves, they'll actually, and if they are honest, they'll find out that it's the same problem that they've, and because they've not been able to deal with it.
Yes,
so to answer your question, Norma is being diplomatic. To answer your question, I would not marry a divorcee because there are so many.
Why?
No, I would not.
I think you should
Let
find
her
out.
finish now.
No. I like her to attack me.
Let me hear your thoughts first.
No, I would not marry a divorcee because you just said something now. He's coming with children. He's coming with this. I would not marry a divorcee. If I were, God forbid, today I leave my husband, I would remain single for the rest of my life. Because there are too many. There's every possibility that there will always be a repeat. You know, because divorce is becoming a menace. It's becoming a menace because you get married now, before you know anything, any little thing, you cannot tolerate anything. You can't even condone certain behaviors. You can't even, some people they can't stand certain things. So because I cannot stand it, I rather walk away. There are no morals, there are no values anymore. So everybody just decides, the easy way out is just to walk away. But nobody wants to trash any issue.
But there's some legitimate reasons for divorce.
Yes, there are. I am 100% yes. Like in cases of, violence and all that.
In those cases where a woman legitimately, for example, maybe the man was beating her up and she leaves, don't you think she should marry? A man should actually see her and see her attractive and remarry her. It's not fair to say she shouldn't be allowed to remarry, or I can't. Or a man says, I cannot marry a divorcee. Is that fair on her? It's
not fair, but that's why before you get into marriage in the first place, you should make sure that.
Don't.
Okay, let me go to that.
Don't say.
This is getting really interesting. People divorce for different reasons. Some people come out of it bitter.
Yes.
Some don't. It depends now. If you're coming with kids, it depends if the kids are going to accept the other person. It's difficult if the kids are not going to accept the other person. But overall, I think people divorce for flimsy reasons.
These days.
Because if you say somebody is beating you up, there's your church there, there's your pastor. You should go there and take counsel. You don't have to, you don't have to walk out of the marriage.
No, really, I don't know.
No. You can work it out. That's what I'm trying to say.
You can work something.
The problem is that people don't give it a chance at all. They just, okay, he's beating me.
He's beating you. He's not beating you at all.
Can I say something?
In the cases of violence, I advise the woman, because we've had cases of men ending up killing their wives. I advise any party, it might be women beat men too.
Separate.
I advise that they go apart.
Yes.
Women. I advise that they go apart. But my own thing is, like she rightly said, many a times people don't even want to tolerate certain things, because truly, if you check the cases of divorce, 8 out of 10, most times it's
irreconcilable differences.
They'll just tell you, what is that?
What is that?
It's
what
become
what
like
is that definition?
Differences, that means that they are different.
How?
They can't stay in the same house.
No, but they were different when they met.
When you fell in love.
You were different when you met and married. You were different.
Let me tell you, let me give you a scenario. Okay. When you first meet your husband or your guy or anybody, the thing with you, if you go and marry at that time, it's true. If you go and marry at that time,
you have a problem.
That is why when it is doing you,
when don't marry that time. When your eyes clear,
you know something.
Excuse me, when your eyes clear, that jiggy don't end.
But you see, talking about jiggy, 1 second, let's take it one at a time. That jiggy thing, I think, is a good thing you mentioned it, because a lot of people, I don't know how to say that jiggy in English, and maybe somebody can help us out with the English. When love is blind, and it's shocking you, the jiggy is doing you. No, I certainly always advise people, you have to remove all that jiggy inside.
You have to open your eyes
and let your eyes be
sure. Love one shine.
No, shall we not say that our mothers' era was better? Shall we not? Because they just matchmake you.
Please.
You marry somebody, and then my daddy stayed with my mother for 50 years.
It wasn't better because they were tolerating each other. It wasn't better because they were not really. No. Those matchmake.
I don't agree. Let me tell you why I don't agree.
Okay, why?
You see, I think those times were great, and now I really appreciate.
Thank you.
I appreciate that fact that they were arranged marriages.
Thank you.
When I was much younger, I used to shout like, I can't arrange marriage.
Thank you.
But now that I'm more mature, by God's grace, if I tell my daughter, if I can find a husband for my daughter, say, you know what, madam, you're marrying this boy.
Because for my daughter, let me announce
it. Is it as a result of your selfish reasons?
Not my selfish reasons.
Or the fact that you want the best for your child?
Of course, can I say something?
Yes, I'm looking for husband for my daughter.
Because my mother stayed with my father for more than 50 years. What are we talking about?
One at a time.
Can I say something?
I can arrange it.
Okay. Yes.
Can I say something? If you
can arrange it.
One at a time, so that they can hear
Ladies, please. If you arrange marriage for your daughter, and tomorrow she tells you, Mommy, that man you gave me, I don't like him. I want to run away from the home.
No. As in, no, run away from the home. No, God forbid. No.
I must know what I am getting into. I read articles that they were written by a lot of lawyers, and lawyers, though, not even. We're not going religion here. Yeah. Okay. Lawyers, they were saying it that because people don't marry, they just feel like getting married, like she said, jiggy, and you just go ahead. Why won't it end up in a divorce?
Well, let me clarify.
You must have a clear head to what you're entering before you go into marriage.
Let me clarify. Let me clarify, please.
Clear head, indeed.
Can I clarify? Let me clarify from you. What I am saying is that I understand the issue of arranged marriage because I believe that the parents actually know better.
Yes.
I can see better.
They check.
I know. I can go and check
the
background.
Check the background.
Now, if she now says, Mommy, I don't want this person, I can say, no problem. But we will continue to look for the perfect, because the truth is that there are many men out there, they have no good intentions.
You don't know where they are coming from.
Just let me say, Mom, you can finish. I'm looking for a husband for my daughter. apply with him.
I thought your daughter was supposed to marry my son. Did you change the arrangement?
Sorry, I don't know. You haven't come to give me any.
Well, we spoke about it.
Bring everything.
You can rearrange. But seriously, on a more serious note, I think marriage. Well, there are times.
I have to pause. I have
Okay.
Yakub.
Oh, okay.
Yakub, please come on, help me join this conversation, I beg.
Oh my God.
Yakub, are you there? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Sort of.
I didn't even hear the calls. Calls have been coming in, but because you guys are making too much noise, I didn't hear. So please,
sorry.
it's a hot topic.
Hot topic, yeah.
All right. Yes.
Okay,
Norma.
like I was saying, it's good to arrange marriages if the parents are not being because there are some of these arranged marriages that are for political reasons and all that.
Also.
You know, but then again,
I have a call.
you should. Okay.
Tinuke, good morning, Tinuke. I don't want to lose this call.
The one I hate. Excuse me, sorry, Norma. The one I hate is the one where the man, the rich family marries the rich family.
Yes.
Come and marry the poor family now.
Because
Rich will marry rich.
For business reasons
They
now.
should strike the ones that don't and bring the riches to
They don't
our
want their
side.
money to short. They
because-
don't want their money to short.
Let me let Norma finish.
Because some of these marriages
Yes.
have very selfish reasons. The parents
Some, yeah.
some, I use the word some.
obviously, yeah.
On the other hand, too, if the children decide to find, I think if you groom a child properly, giving him right values, you know, things, then these are things that they will be able to look out for when they're looking for life partners, and they'll be able to make
Fantastic
effective
point.
decisions because they saw how their own parents, you know, lived together and everything. Then they should.
I have
be able to make
Ibrahim. Okay,
effective
we're going to talk about the
decisions in their
children
own
when we
life.
come back. Ibrahim, good morning. Are you there?
Good morning, I'm here.
Sorry about this call. Yes, go ahead.
Can I make contribution?
Yes.
Hello? Can I make contribution?
Yes.
Yeah, you people are doing good job, but about Jiggy Jiggy, a lady knows supposed to marry because for Jiggy Jiggy. You don't have to look for the person who you know say yes. This person we can stay with her because marriage is lifetime, not Jiggy Jiggy time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibrahim.
Thank you.
All
It
right,
might be
let's
initially.
redirect our conversation.
Then
Let's redirect our conversation to the children.
Yeah.
In a situation where a divorce happens, you know abroad they say
affects the
custody, battling here and there. This person has custody, but here
We don't have
a
anything
woman
like that
or the
too.
husband just decide the children are staying with me or whatever it is.
Yes.
Now, in that situation where the child decides to stay with the wife, with the woman,
Mother.
can the woman? I mean, how is it easy for the woman to remarry one? And secondly, how come many times women decide not to let these children have access to their fathers?
That's so bad. It
Because I
is-
see that a
for me,
lot.
that is totally not good.
I think what it is the normal tradition of the African women
trying to
staying too
protect
glued to their
to their
children.
children.
You know, they even believe that they're married because of their children. So it's that tradition that...
Okay, I have Damilare. Good morning, Damilare.
Hello, good morning, Mariah.
How are you?
And good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I kind of miss Laido. I thought I didn't like Laido until now.
She'll be back very soon.
Okay,
And that's
that's
2 weeks,
fine.
yeah.
All right, so about the topic, what me I really think is this discussion and the fact that we want to remove the stigmatization of the divorced people kind of promote divorce because the point is, let's look back. As an African, we still need to do things with our morals and our ethics. We need to understand the fact that marriage is something we go into and then not turn back. You should have that idea of you must tolerate. That was what helped the days of our mothers and fathers. They had the standards. And then the mindset that we must
Damilare,
tolerate.
sorry. Are you saying you can't marry a divorced woman?
Can I marry a divorced woman? No, until probably it's been proven beyond that she is, because someone who gives up on the first love she had would eventually can give up on me. That's how it is.
Really? All right, Damilare, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes,
Damilare says that
if you
if
give
somebody
up
can give up on the
perspective.
first marriage, it means that she can give up on me.
the
Is
second-
that necessarily true?
Not necessarily so.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily so.
Yes.
It depends on where they're both coming from and what has happened.
Yeah.
You know,
Of
for
course,
instance, you were talking about the abuse thing. I mean, somebody beats you every day and beats you, you go to the hospital every day, and you are at the point of death. If the other person is romantic, I don't think you want to walk out of that kind of relationship, you know, so it really depends. Really.
Sometimes the experience can be traumatic. It will take some time for that
Okay.
person to be able to open up again.
I have Caroline, because these are new callers. Good morning, Caroline.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
Good morning, ladies. Good
morning.
Lovely. I miss Sandra.
Sandra is on set. Yeah, she'll be back next week by God's grace.
Okay, the topic, back to the topic. Let me talk like Molayo. Back to the topic.
Back to the matter.
Back to the matter. Okay, the topic is interesting. I happen to be somebody who married. I'm married to a divorcee.
Okay.
I can tell you that it's not an easy thing. The only issue is that there was no child.
Okay.
But at the early time, there were issues. I did a lot of crying. I even had to ask myself, why did I bring myself here? And just like my auntie said, jiggy. Though it took me like 2 years to make up my mind, but it's a process. Even people who did not marry a divorcee also have issues.
Exactly.
If you commit it to God,
simple.
If you commit it to God, initially I had issues because
Okay.
I look at it, and after a while I discovered that some of these reasons are why they actually divorced.
Yes. Thank you so much, Caroline. Thank you very much, Caroline. I think she made the point that...
And I like what she said, that she said the reasons why they divorced. If you go and marry somebody who has been divorced, you have to find out why that person
A lot of
divorced,
times, YK, they don't tell you the reasons. They hide it from you.
Because you can't go to, you see, that's where I have a problem. You can't go to, if it's a man, you cannot go to the woman and say, okay, the woman will not be welcoming enough to tell you this is why I left my husband. So you're only hearing from one party. So you don't really know the truth, the true situation. That's why I cannot marry a divorce.
And I hear about chemistry also.
Fumi,
I hear about chemistry between two people.
Fumi, are you there?
I hear about
I'm
chemistry.
here. Good morning.
Yes, go ahead.
Good morning, all ladies. Good
morning.
You all are looking pretty and beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As usual. And to YK, good morning.
Good morning.
You're always natural, and I like you for that.
Thank you.
Okay, Wafi.
Now back to the discussion.
Back to the matter.
Marriage is for mature minds, which I believe.
Thank you.
If your husband is beating you on a daily basis, I think you need to check yourself. You need to check your tongue. You need to bridle your tongue. You know, we ladies, we talk a lot. Even when we are not supposed to be talking, we are talking. When we are supposed to keep quiet, we are still talking. So when your husband is always beating you, you need to check yourself. Go for counseling. That man cannot be a madman. I'm sure nobody married a madman. The man you met was not a madman, and you fell in love with him.
All right. Okay.
So
Thank you
you
so
need
much,
to do
Fumi. I appreciate your call. Fumi is saying that, yes, you agree with her.
Yeah, I totally agree with her.
Not completely also, Uwa, because they are, just like you're right, there are mad men out there. There are men. But there are also men that are also, that shouldn't be.
Yeah. There are some men that they are pushed before they beat them.
Yeah.
But there are some, let us be honest, we are human beings. Tell yourself the truth. When there's a problem with any relationship, not even marital relationship, check even your friendship relationship.
It's always
look, don't look and look to the other person. Look within yourself and say, okay, have I really done well? Many a times it is difficult for us to tell ourselves the truth.
Yeah, I agree with Ura to an extent, because even me, I know when I just got married, my mouth was very sharp.
Okay.
Oh, too sharp.
And it's still sharp.
Even my husband says 10, I've said 100. But later my mother just called me, I pity your life.
What about the chemistry?
So
chemistry aspect?
No, wait, see, but after when I stepped down.
See, chemistry will die if you don't have character. And chemistry will die.
I was just going to add that because you need something to sustain you. After the chemistry is gone, you have to keep reminding yourself, why did I get
Okay, let's go a bit biblical. They said,
we'll come to
Amen.
That
one happens.
They
will say, you didn't marry your husband, that's why you have a problem.
Okay.
You know that one is there.
Yes, very. Habib, are you there? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
This marriage show is always very hot. Yes.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Fantastic topic, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you.
Divorce is one of the things permissible by law, but it's not always the best. But the bottom line is that the problem about marrying a divorcee, that's not the issue. It's the husband's family or the wife's family that is really the issue. Like me personally, I can marry a divorcee because we can easily compare a divorcee with a widow. You still need somebody to take care of her and the children. Do you get the point, ma?
Yes,
so
absolutely.
In this country of ours, I believe that what we call love marriage, it does not start before the marriage. It really starts during the marriage.
Thank you, Habib. So, I think you made your point. Thank you so much, because there's so many. We have a lot of tweets. Let's take your tweets.
Can I just say something before I take the tweet? If we are copying the Western world that accept marrying divorce, look at the life. How many? And it becomes very rampant. Like 10 marriages in 2 months. You just be,
For
you know,
those
let's
that
read the tweets.
made up their
And it's very
minds.
easy to divorce there. Here it's very easy to divorce.
All right, we have to round up this discussion.
Oluwasegun says, marrying a divorcee, I cannot marry a divorcee because my mom divorced and she didn't have said to myself that I'll never do as well. No one goes, from Francesca, she said, no one goes into marriage intending to divorce. However, once it's inevitable, I think they deserve second chance at love.
Yeah, I agree.
Then Her Excellency Edith says, I think divorce today is at an alarming rate. In Enugu State, divorce is seen worse than HIV. You are isolated completely. That is the stigma for the African, you know. Then Genevieve says, marrying a divorcee is not a bad idea. Sometimes it means they are meant to be together. And besides, it's your choice. Dara, do we still have time?
That's fine, that's fine. Thank you so much for the tweets. We're going to end up and round up this segment by playing our Stella Monye song, Okomiye. We'll be right back after the break to discuss, to talk to our celebrity guests. We'll be right back. Stay with us.